In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum to all. Welcome to Virtual Learning System of Pakistan International School Taif. Dear students, I hope you all are fine. May Allah bless you. Here I want to wish you in advance Eid Mubarak. May Allah bring you joy, happiness, peace and prosperity on this blessed occasion. Wishing you and your family on this happy occasion of Eid Mubarak. So dear students, today we are going to complete exercises of unit number 11, heat. And this is the last unit of first term. So you all open your books and come on page number 68. First of all, we recall some important points about this chapter. Heat. Heat is the transfer of thermal energy between two objects. Heat always flows from warmer object to cooler object. So heat is always flows from warmer objects to cooler object, and heat is the transfer of thermal energy. Keep remember. Second one is states of matter. There are three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. When the particles are in solid state, they don't move, and when the solid is heated, they change in liquid, and when the liquid is heated, particles convert into gas form, and gas particles have a great deal of energy. They move at great speed. Again, here you see when the particles are in solid, they don't move at the same speed, and when the solid is heated, they convert into liquid. And when the liquid is heated, they convert into gas form. And gas particles have a great deal of energy, and they move at great speed. Thermal energy moves from one object to another as heat. The best example is friction. So what is the thermal energy? Thermal energy moves from one object to another as heat. Next is heat flows, or the flow of thermal energy from one object to another is called heat. And heat always flow from warmer object to cooler object. Here you see the cup gets cooler after some time while hand gets warmer. So the flow of thermal energy from one object to another. And here you see the ice cube after some time it starts melting because ice gets warmer and while hand gets cooler. So heat always flows from warmer to cooler object. Temperature scales. When we want to measure temperature, we use three types of scales: Fahrenheit, Celsius, or Kelvin. We use three types of scales: Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin. These are the Fahrenheit scales, these are the Kelvin scales, and these are the Celsius scales, and these are the Kelvin scales. Fahrenheit scales, Celsius scales, and Kelvin scales. We measure the temperature with the help of these devices. They used to measure the temperature. Now let's start exercises. Exercise number A. Column A contains definitions of the terms and column B contains these terms. Match column A with column B. So first one is the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called heat, thermal energy, or temperature. So the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called thermal energy. So number one match with number B. Because kinetic energy is the energy of motion. So the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called thermal energy. Number two, the average kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called heat or temperature. So the average kinetic energy of a particles of a substance is called temperature. So number 2, you match with number C. Number 3, the flow of energy, the flow to energy from warmer to cooler object is called heat. When the energy flow from warmer to cooler object, it's called heat. So number 1, you match with number B. Number 2, you match with number C. And number 3, you match with number A. So number 1 correct answer is thermal energy. Number 2 correct answer is temperature. Number 3 answer is heat. This is exercise number A. Exercise number B. The average kinetic energy of particles in a substance is called temperature. The average kinetic energy of particles in a substance is called temperature. Number 2 is the total energy of particles in a substance is called thermal energy. You underline this word also, thermal energy. The total energy of particles in a substance is called thermal energy. Then number 3, the flow of thermal energy from a warmer object to cooler object is known as heat. The energy flow from warmer to cooler object is known as heat. Number 1 answer is average kinetic energy of particles called temperature. Total energy of particles in a substance called thermal energy. Flow from energy from warmer to cooler object. The flow of thermal energy from warmer to cooler object is known as heat. Number 4, the instrument which is used to measure temperature is called thermometer. The instrument which is used to measure temperature is called thermometer. Number 5, all matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms. All matters made up of tiny invisible particles called atoms. So number 1 answer is temperature, number 2 energy, number 3 heat, number 4 thermometer, and number 5 atoms. Number 6, the normal human body temperature on a Celsius scale is 37 degrees centigrade. The normal human body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. But it will be higher in case of sickness. So the normal human body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. Number 7, the melting point of ice is dash on Fahrenheit and dash on Celsius. 32 degree on Fahrenheit and 0 degree on Celsius. Melting point of ice. Keep remember. Melting point of ice 32 on Fahrenheit scale and 0 degree on Celsius scale. Number 8, the temperature at which pure water boils is dash on Fahrenheit and dash on Celsius. 212 on Fahrenheit and 100 degree on Celsius. 212 on Fahrenheit and 100 on Celsius. Number 9, temperature that is less than 0 degrees centigrade is written with a minus sign. So temperature is less than to 0, we write with the minus sign. Number 10, nothing can get colder than minus 273 Celsius and it is called absolute zero. Nothing can get colder than minus 273 degree on Celsius and it is called absolute zero. This is your exercise number B. Exercise number C. Circle the correct answer. Number 1 is temperature is the dash kinetic energy of particles. Partial, average or total. So temperature is the average kinetic energy of particles. Number 2, thermal energy is the dash energy of particles, partial, average or total. So thermal energy is the total energy of particles. Here temperature is the average kinetic energy of particles. Number 3, the flow of thermal energy from a warmer object to a cooler object is known as potential energy, temperature or heat. So the flow of thermal energy from warmer to cooler is known as heat. So correct answer is heat. Number 1 correct answer is average, number 2 total and number 3 heat. Then number 4, any temperature at Celsius scale which is less than that of melting ice 0 degree is written with the dash sign, multiply sign, plus sign or minus sign. So less than 0 degree you write with minus sign. So temperature on Celsius is less than 20 degrees centigrade, so you write with the minus sign. Then number 5, the normal human body temperature on Celsius scale is 98.6, 40 degree or 37 degree. So the normal human body temperature on Celsius scale is 37 degree. Normal human body temperature. So number 1 answer is average, number 2 total, number 3 heat, number 4 minus and number 5 37 degree Celsius. Exercise number D, answer the following questions. We have first one, define the following terms. Number 1, heat. The definition of heat is the flow of thermal energy from a warmer object to a cooler object is known as heat. The flow of thermal energy from warmer object to a cooler object is known as heat. This is your question number 1. First term heat. Second term is temperature. What is the temperature? The degree of hotness or coldness of a body is called its temperature. The degree of hotness or coldness of a body is called its temperature. Heat is the flow of thermal energy from warmer to cooler object, and temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. It's called its temperature. Number 3, thermal energy. Thermal energy, the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called thermal energy. The total kinetic energy of a particles of a substance is called thermal energy. Moving object having kinetic energy, they have more kinetic energy if they are moving faster and less kinetic energy if they are moving slowly. So keep remember the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called thermal energy, and they have more kinetic energy if they are moving faster and less kinetic energy if they are moving slowly. So here you see they have more kinetic energy, the particles moving faster. Here the less kinetic energy, the particles moving slowly. So the total kinetic energy of particles of a substance is called thermal energy. Next is kinetic energy. The energy due to motion of a body is called its kinetic energy. The energy due to motion of a body is called its kinetic energy. The energy due to motion of a body is called its kinetic energy. Again, I repeat for you the first term heat. The flow of thermal energy from warmer to cooler object is known as heat. Temperature, the degree of hotness or coldness of a body is called its temperature. Thermal energy, the total kinetic energy of a particles of a substance is called thermal energy. And kinetic energy, the energy due to motion of a body is called its kinetic energy. The energy due to motion of a body is called its kinetic energy. I hope you understand these terms. Question number 2 is, which two scales are commonly used to measure temperature? We use Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scales are commonly used to measure temperature. We use two types of scales, Celsius scales and Fahrenheit scales. So which two scales are commonly used to measure temperature? Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scales are commonly used to measure temperature. Which instrument is used to measure temperature? Thermometer is used to measure temperature. If we want to measure the temperature, we use thermometer. Thermometer is a device we use to measure temperature. Question number 4. What happens to the liquid of the thermometer when the air around it gets warmer or colder? When the air around the thermometer gets warmer, the liquid gets warmer and expand and move upward in the tube. When the air around the thermometer gets warmer, the liquid gets warmer, expand and moves upward in the tube. And colder, when the air around the thermometer gets colder, the liquid gets colder, contracts and moves downward in the tube. Here you see the liquid gets warmer, expand and move upward in the tube when the air around the thermometer gets warmer, and here when the air around the thermometer gets colder, the liquid gets colder, contract and move downward in the tube. Okay, dear students, I hope you understand all these chapters. Inshallah, I will send you the notes of first term, all chapters, and plus practice sheets. You just learn all the question answers and try to practice on that sheets. Okay, students, best of luck.